Viewers, dramatic political earthquake today. Dramatic only because it threatens to completely re-alter the landscape before the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Viewers, over the last 24 hours, Nitish Kumar has plotted his way back into the Gathbandhan. And in the next 24 hours, most likely, he will take oath as Chief Minister of Bihar for the eighth time. Eighth time. His latest term in office comes on the back of a massive U-turn that sees him dump the BJP and embrace Lalu Yadav's RJD, the Gandhi-led Congress, and a host of regional outfits. The return to the Gathbandhan is being hailed as a major boost for the beleaguered opposition ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections by the RJD, the Congress, the Samajwadi Party, and a number of other parties that are hoping that under Nitish, they can come together, challenge Modi, and oust him. But many feel that the flip also marks out Nitish Kumar as the most consummate opportunist in Indian politics, who has taken to treating public memory with contempt, and a leader that has no commitment to any higher pursuit than the need to cling on to power at any and every cost. Here's how Nitish Kumar explained his decision today. He came out in public. There were a lot of people wondering, how could a politician who till very recently was abusing Lalu Prasad, Tejashwi Yadav, Lalu's son that is, and the entire Yadav clan, could suddenly embrace the Yadavs? They couldn't understand this. Nitish has tried to offer an explanation, viewers. Some are saying that his words say very little and hide a lot more. Listen in.
सात पार्टियां एक साथ आप समझ लीजिए कि विधानसभा में 164 और इसके अलावा एक इंडिपेंडेंट हम लोगों के साथ 7 पार्टी और एक अकेला इंडिपेंडेंट, और हम लोग जो उधर थे उनसे हम लोगों ने रास्ता आज समाप्त कर लिया और हम लोग एक साथ मिल करके 7 पार्टी जो हम लोगों का महागठबंधन है, हम मिल करके आगे काम करेंगे, सेवा करेंगे.
He didn't get into the exact reasons. Maybe, viewers, he will open up in a few days. But by embracing Lalu and his party, Nitish is in grave danger of losing all credibility. 5 years ago, he dumped the RJD because he believed its leaders couldn't give him a convincing explanation over corruption charges. Those corruption charges, viewers, were so strong, so severe, that they turned into full-blown investigations and cases. At that time, Nitish said he had zero tolerance for this kind of hanky-panky and also for graft-tainted colleagues like Tejashwi Yadav. And he snapped ties in 2017. In the interim 5 years, viewers, those charges were proved in court. And 5 years later, after the charges were held up by court and Lalu was convicted and jailed, Nitish seems to have sacrificed his regard for propriety at the altar of power. He seems to have forgotten. In fact, the U-turn on propriety is even more galling when one considers that in just 2020, 2 years ago, Nitish was warning the public of Bihar not to vote for Lalu's RJD because the Yadav party would take Bihar back to the days of Jungle Raj. Not my words, Nitish Kumar's words. In fact, viewers, this would be the right time to listen in to Nitish's rants against the RJD that he is now tying up with. to serve Bihar, as he says. Listen in to Nitish Kumar.
हमने अपने अंतरात्मा की आवाज पर पूरी चीज को देखते हुए हमने समझा कि अब मेरे जैसे व्यक्ति के लिए इस सरकार का चलाना संभव नहीं है। 15वां साल हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। बिहार का क्या बुरा हाल था, अपराध की कितनी घटनाएं घटती थी, सामूहिक नरसंहार, लोग किस तरह से परेशान रहते थे, शाम होने के बाद कोई घर से निकलने की हिम्मत नहीं करता था। यह हाल था। अपहरण कितने लोगों का होता था, जरा बताइए। आजकल तो कुछ भी बोल देता है। पति पत्नी का 15 साल राज, अब बाल बच्चा को मौका मिल रहा है, जो भी बोल रहे हैं वो तो अंदर हैं। अब कोई रोकेगा जी सबको कभी अंदर जाने से? अंदर तो जाना ही है। इन लोगों का काम ही इस तरह का होता है।
अंदर तो जाना ही है. He is also convinced that Tejashwi, Rabdi Devi and Lalu Prasad Yadav belong in jail. Today, viewers, Nitish has forgotten all of this. He's also forgotten what the Yadavs have said about him. Viewers, any self-respecting individual would not play truant with his inner conscience to this extent. Now, here's a sample of what the Yadavs have said about Nitish Kumar in return. Let's listen in.
इनका मतलब 4 बार आत्मा जो है, अंतरात्मा सोया और जागा. कौन सा अंतरात्मा? इनको सिर्फ और सिर्फ कुर्सी प्रेम है. इनको बिहार के विकास की चिंता नहीं है.
न जाने भारत के राजनीतिक इतिहास में कितना बारी पलटी इन्होंने मारा है. इनको पलटू राम ही कहिए. राजनीति के ये पलटू राम है.
Viewers, the irony is that now Team Lalu is facilitating Paltu Ram's Kursi Prem. That is what they're facilitating. Nitish, rightly or wrongly, had earned the moniker Sushasan Babu. He also seems to have forgotten statistics. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about when Lalu was in power, when Nitish was in power. Kidnapping cases, viewers, 2004, Lalu in power, 2,566. Now 10,925. This is when Nitish was in power. Lalu in power, Nitish in power, murder case, hardly much of a difference. Slight improvement on that scale. Okay. Let's have a look at dacoity cases. Dramatically have come down. Lalu rule was synonymous with dacoity. I'm not saying it. You just heard Nitish Kumar himself say that. Viewers, there are other statistics. Let's talk a little bit about the GDP per capita of Bihar. So per capita income between 95 and 96, Bihar's was just 25.6% of India's. India was much higher. Bihar was only at 25.6%. Between 2015 and 2016, when Nitish was CM, the per capita income, Nizam Bhai, went up to 32.1%. Let's try to put out those statistics. Okay, the graphics are still being made, viewers. We will just have them for you. I apologize for that. We will have them in just 30 seconds or maybe a minute or maybe two. Human Development Index scores 99 to 2000, 0.07. In 2022, 2012, between that, when Nitish was CM, 0.15. Viewers, with the two of them in power, there is no hope really for Bihar. Between 2001 to 2005, when Rabdi Devi was Chief Minister, Bihar GDP grew by 2.9%. Between 2005 and 15, Bihar GDP grew 10.5%. So at the end of the day, Nitish, when he was with the BJP, huge growth. Little wonder then that the BJP is today targeting Nitish for having no morals altogether. Listen in.
2020 के चुनाव में एनडीए गठबंधन के तहत हम सबों ने चुनाव लड़ा था और जो मेजॉरिटी और मैंडेट था वह एनडीए में भाजपा और जनता दल यूनाइटेड को जनता ने मैंडेट दिया था। हम 74 सीट जीतने में कामयाब हुए थे। उसके बावजूद भी माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने और माननीय गृह मंत्री जी ने जो वादा किया था, हमने उस वादे का पूर्णतः पालन किया और माननीय नीतीश कुमार जी इस एनडीए गठबंधन के मुख्यमंत्री बने। और जो कुछ भी आज हुआ है वह न केवल भाजपा बल्कि बिहार की सारी जनता के साथ धोखा है और बिहार की जनता इसको कतई बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगी।
को जस्टिफाई करेंगे ये हमारे समझ में नहीं आती है बात। ये ऐसे पार्टी के साथ जाना जिसको कि इन्होंने कई बार कहा कि भ्रष्टाचार का पर्याय है, ये जिसको कई बार इन्होंने कहा कि ये साहब बिहार को डुबा दिया इस पार्टी ने, पुनः पहले उस पार्टी में गए, उसको छोड़ करके आए हम लोग, फिर जा रहे हैं वापस।
माननीय नीतीश कुमार जी संपूर्ण जीवन कांग्रेस पार्टी के खिलाफ लड़ते रहे और आज फिर कांग्रेस के साथ जुड़ गए। यह कतई उचित नहीं है। बिहार की जनता ने जो मैंडेट दिया था 2020 में, उस मैंडेट के साथ धोखा हुआ है। यह एक नैतिक लड़ाई है। इस नैतिक लड़ाई को भारतीय जनता पार्टी बिहार की जनता के साथ मिलकर लड़ेगी।
On the other hand, the opposition is cock-a-hoop, viewers, very excited. They're welcoming this development, saying that after Bihar, with Nitish in their midst, they will be buoyed in their pursuit of capturing Bharat and freeing it from the clutches of the Modi-led NDA. The question to be asked is, can Nitish, who has lost his credibility in 2022 after what I have just showed you, viewers, can that same Nitish be considered a serious contender for the Prime Minister's post against Prime Minister Modi in 2024? That's the fundamental question. Let's not waste any time. Let's ask that question. Let's go straight across to Madhav Anand, Manish Bariyar. Who is Manish Bariyar? He is, or was till just yesterday, in Nitish Kumar's party's intellectual cell. He was the head of that. And let's pit him against Madhav Anand, spokesperson of the JDU. Manish Bariyar Sahab, I want to ask you, why did you put in your papers? Why have you quit the great JDU led by Sushasan Babu Nitish Kumar, who says that he turned his back on Jungle Raj perpetuated by Lalu Prasad Yadav? Why are you not walking with him today, matching him stride for stride as he goes back to Lalu to serve Bihar? Can you tell me?
Yeah, Rahul, first of all, thank you for having me here. Is my voice audible?
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes. There's a bit of an echo, but go ahead, yes.
Yeah, so my point was that, this entire saga of what has been happening even before the new government is coming up. I protested for two reasons. One, the way the number 2 of the party, Sri Ramchandra Babu, was insulted. He was one of the chief architects of the party and a very respectable leader within the party. I think he has been made scapegoat for shifting the loyalty of the party towards RJD. So that is the first thing, and I protested against that. And second, on a fundamental basis also, the party has always been taking a stand that we do not want to go with a party which is corrupt. And on several occasions, you also showed right now that the party stand has been very clear that we are against corruption, and our chief minister is known as a Sushasan Babu. But unfortunately, I don't think that whatever the ideology of the party is, that is being now in a way, it's going completely against it. So to protest against that, I resigned from the party because I don't see any future now with the kind of ideological bankruptcy which is there in the party. The only reason why the party exists is to be in power. And I don't think that that is the the role of a political party. The role of a political party is also to struggle for the right causes of the people of the country, and more specifically for Bihar. And more importantly, on most of the parameters, you showed Human Development Index, you see economy, you see so much of trauma inside young people of Bihar. And what are we doing? We are moving from one party to another. And that is not a very good example in front of the people of Bihar.
Let me ask.
As many of the other leaders have talked about, it is a murder of the mandate.
Manish Barrier making a very important intervention here, viewers. He's telling you why he quit 24 hours back. He believes that Nitish Kumar has compromised with his scruples, with his principles, with the entire essence of Sushashan that he built around himself.
And Rahul, large number of people got attracted towards him because of his what he started. So I would admit that 2005 to 10 was very good. Right? But post 2010, I think the the government itself, either within with RJD at that time or even with BJP, I think there has been a severe lack of leadership and vision.
Okay, let me bring in Madhav Anand. Hold your thoughts, Mr. Barrier.
Something which is
Manish Ji, hold your thoughts. Let me bring in Madhav Anand.
Nothing is happening.
Okay, fair enough. Let me bring in the other side. Let me bring in the JDU spokesperson. Let's speak to him. Let's ask him. Sir, I'm quoting Nitish Kumar, October 2020. Madhav Ji, listen to me. He says, we have been working for the past 15 years. What was the situation in Bihar back then? Crime rates were so high, so many massacres, people were suffering, people were even scared to come out of their homes after evening. So many people got kidnapped. Such was the situation in Bihar when husband and wife were there. Today Tejashwi says anything. Now the children of Lalu have gotten the chance to speak, so they are just saying anything they feel like. Lalu is inside now. Do you think anyone will stop them? They will go inside jail because of their own doings. So you have Nitish Kumar already knows that Tejashwi is on his way to jail. But Madhav Anand ji, Nitish Kumar today is allying with the Yadav clan. ये आप क्या मजाक कर रहे हैं? What kind of a joke are you playing on the public of Bihar? Do you want them, sir, to suffer once again, like you have said, described so evocatively? Do you want people to get kidnapped? Do you want people to be massacred? Is that what you want? For what? For the ego of a chief minister? For a little bit of power? Your legacy you're compromising? Mr. Anand, these are the questions that people are asking tonight. Respond.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to put forward my party's view. I have listened to your initial remarks very carefully, and you have mentioned a lot of things like the credibility of Honorable Nitish Kumar ji. I can say he is the tallest leader in Bihar, and we don't want certificate from anyone. You must have seen today all opposition party unanimously supporting Honorable Nitish Kumar ji. This is his credibility. And he has been chief minister for the last 17 years. Okay, what kind of development he has done, we also know. What happened in past, we are not here today to discuss all these things. But yeah, of course, he has done a lot of job, lot of work in Bihar, and the Bihar is witnessing the development now.
Madhav ji, I'm only asking you, did Nitish say these words? No, Madhav ji, I'm only asking you, did he say all of this about the Yadav Khandan? Did he say what he said about Lalu ji? Did he say or did he not? Ye aap mujhe bata dijiye. We'll not get into anything else. And why did he say it if he didn't mean it? Is he a congenital liar? Or is he forgetful? Or there is some other motivation? Aap mujhe ye bata dijiye, bas. Nothing more I want.
I think, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we should be very much particular while using any words about any chief minister or any person. Anyway, so let me explain you. इट्स अ पॉलिटिक्स, यू नो, हम लोग जब जाएंगे, अगर पास्ट में अगर आप देखोगे तो बीजेपी के भी कई नेताओं ने इस तरह के बयान दिए। लेट मी स्पीक इन हिंदी नाउ, ओके। तो जब पास्ट में जाएंगे तो बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टेटमेंट निकलेंगे बीजेपी की तरफ से, तो उस पर आप जाने की बहस की जरूरत नहीं है। मैं यहां बैठा हूं कि जस्ट टू पुट फॉरवर्ड बाय पार्टीज व्यू कि क्यों ये अलायंस आखिर टूटा, व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड दिस, व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स बिहाइंड दिस, वी शुड नो ऑल दिस फैक्टर। और अलायंस बनता है और बिगड़ता है सिर्फ एक कारणों से नहीं बनता है, बहुत सारे ऐसे फैक्टर होते हैं जिसके कारण अलायंस बनता भी है और बिगड़ता भी है। हम लोगों की पार्टी की तोड़ने की कोशिश हुई, हम लोग कई ऐसे मुद्दे थे जहां हम लोगों को बीजेपी से सपोर्ट नहीं मिल रहा था। वी वर रिक्वेस्टेड सेवरल टाइम्स टू ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर कि बिहार को स्पेशल राज्य का दर्जा मिले, अगर विशेष राज्य का दर्जा नहीं मिले तो विशेष आर्थिक पैकेज मिले। जो बिहार बीजेपी की यूनिट है उन लोगों ने भी समर्थन किया, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी नहीं मिला। हम लोगों ने कास्ट सेंसस की बात की, जो हम लोगों ने जो हार्मोनी बना हुआ है, सामाजिक सौहार्द बना हुआ है हर जगह कंट्री में, उसको बिगाड़ने की कोशिश हुई, हमारे विधायकों को तोड़ने की कोशिश हुई, गठबंधन धर्म का पालन नहीं किया गया। आप ही मुझे बता दीजिए, अगर गठबंधन में है और गठबंधन धर्म का पालन कोई ना करे, तो क्या ये गठबंधन धर्म कहलाएगा?
1 minute please, just hold your thoughts. I'm asking you, if you feel that the BJP was about to break your party, etc., you could have withdrawn support, sat in opposition, or you could have moved to call for new elections. Everyone would have started from a clean slate. Why are you giving those people, excuse me, why are you giving those people who, in your own words, have kidnapped, looted, murdered the people of Bihar another chance to do exactly the same? That's the question. What was wrong? Go back to the people. What's the problem? Get a fresh mandate.
Again,
दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी.
We have a mandate. नहीं, हम लोग के पास.
No, you're the third largest party, sir. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? You're the third largest party.
No, he's the tallest leader.
Sir, he might be the tallest, but is he the third largest party?
No matter which party.
Is he the third largest party or not? Yes or no? If he was such a tall leader, why wasn't he the largest party? Why didn't he come back and form the government on his own?
We are the third largest party, but no matter which party or how many seats.
Now let me show you, viewers, one statistic. Between the last assembly election and this assembly election, in fact, the JDU has shrunk. The tallest leader has actually shrunk.
Because of conspiracy.
Whose conspiracy? Whose conspiracy?
By the party.
Then why did you contest the elections with them?
We have.
तो बीजेपी के साथ आपने क्यों contest किया election? इतने ही आपके पीछे पड़े हुए थे. Why did you contest the election with them?
Public domain.
Then why did you continue with them? Why did you contest with them?
Public domain.
But why did you then contest with them?
No, we have contested.
But why?
Again, I'm telling you, we have contested. They were conspiracy. That's why.
Okay, let me open this up further, viewers.
We have already disclosed the Chirag model. Okay. We have already disclosed the RCP model.
Right.
We have already disclosed the RCP model.
Okay. So Mr. Barrier wants to come in. Nikhil Anand, spokesperson of the BJP, wants to come in. Let's first get all the political voices out. Then I'll bring in Smita Prakash, Subhrashtra, and Tehseen Poonawala. Let's first get. Yes, point. Mr. Barrier. Yes, quickly.
So what I was trying to say, that the current president of JDU and also the head of the parliamentary board, both of them, they left the party and they rejoined it. Right. So are you trying to say that they were actually acting against the party or they were conspiring against it? I think the problem is that the leader of the party is very insecure, and any leader who tries to or who has some say or starts becoming popular, the insecurity comes in, and that is why you see these kind of absurd actions which you see.
Please respond. Mr. Barrier is asking you a question. Madhav Ji, can you please respond?
So, okay, this coach.
He's asking
he is not. See, I don't know why this kind of things are coming. No. What? there is insecurity ki kyun baat hogi? He is the tallest leader. He has been serving the people of Bihar for the last 17 years. We don't want certificate from anyone.
Siddharth Parya is on it. He's going to give you the figures of how the vote share of the JDU has come down, how the seat share of the JDU has come down. Viewers, if people believe that you're the tallest leader, they will elect you in a manner that you can reinforce your claim on that particular position, the Chief Minister. In toto. Now 1 minute. Let's bring in Nikhil Anand, spokesperson of the Bihar BJP. Mr. Nikhil Anand, you were working to break Madhav Anand ji's party, the JDU. You were stabbing them in their back. You were going to do what you did to Uddhav. Therefore, they have left you. How do you respond to this charge?
It's a matter of surprise that they are raising such issue. I say that they have created a kind of hypothesis just to justify their falsehood and lies. You see, they first said that our national president has said that we want to finish the regional parties. I was the part of that executive committee meet. He simply said that BJP is the only party which is working for the development of this country, and we are the party which has core ideological value as well as organizational system. But all those parties who have a family base, all those family-based political parties, they won't survive because of lack of ideology. They create a shield of ideology and false ideology, but pursue their family agenda. It is a simple thing. And they are quoting the inner meeting of quotes from the inner meeting and creating a kind of fear psychosis among their party cadres and leaders. It is the BJP which has co-opted, pursued and promoted Nitish Kumar ji.
Okay, let me say,
1994.
Let me tell you, 2005 state elections, and those figures are on your screens. Viewers, BJP vote share was 11%, JDU vote share was 14.6%. 2010 state elections, JDU vote share goes up to 22.6, BJP vote share also goes up to 16.5. 2015 state elections, JDU fought with the MGB, Mahagathbandhan of Lalu. BJP 25%, JDU 17.3%, so it comes down seat sharing. 2020 state election, JDU back with BJP, JDU 15.7%. And BJP at 19.8%. BJP actually has more vote share than JDU at this moment. It is a senior partner in this particular alliance, but decided to let Nitish have the Chief Minister's post. This is exactly true, viewers, because even during Vajpayee's time, it was the BJP that allowed the Samta, even when the Samta had only 22 MLAs and MPs, to take a lead and have their Chief Minister. This is the situation, viewers.
I wanted to say the same thing, that it is the BJP which has co-opted, purchased and promoted Nitish Kumar ji to this level. And even in 2020 elections.
So this is the way you pay us back. This is the way. Vajpayee ji respected you. Modi ji has respected you. Vajpayee ji allowed you to flower.
We have promised.
Modi gave you the chief ministership despite the fact that you had fewer seats and a lesser vote share. How can you say, Mr. Madhav Anand, that the BJP was trying to bury the dagger in your back?
Corruption-free and crime-free good governance has been derailed.
See, let me respond, Nikhil Anand ji. Let me respond, Nikhil Anand ji. Allow me to respond.
Let him respond. Let him respond, Nikhil ji. Let him respond. Let Madhav Anand respond. Viewers, I'm taking everyone's first names. I usually always call everybody by their surnames only because there are 4 Anands on this show. And I don't want to have another McAdams moment. So I'm sticking to calling everyone by their first names. Okay? So here you go. Madhav ji, why don't you respond straight away to Nikhil ji?
Yeah, please. Yeah, so I'm responding. आपने कहा कि आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उनको मुख्यमंत्री बनाया, बिहार की जनता ने उनको मुख्यमंत्री बनाया, बिहार की जनता चाहती थी कि वो मुख्यमंत्री बने रहें, बिहार की जनता चाहती है कि अभी मुख्यमंत्री बने रहें। कोई किसी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने मुख्यमंत्री उनको नहीं बना दिया। और जब हम लोग नहीं, नो, आई एम नॉट।
ओके, लेट्स नॉट स्पीक ओवर ईच अदर प्लीज। निखिल जी,
नो,
प्लीज डोंट स्पीक ओवर माधव जी and vice versa. Please, let's keep this civil. I'll have to lower your faders. I'm counting till 3.
Tell me one thing.
Two,
Tell me one thing.
3. Lower faders. Yes. Madhav Anand, respond quickly.
Yeah, tell me. It's a very truth. देखिए, आपको ही पता है कि कोई भी जनता ही मुख्यमंत्री बनाती है। अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर क्या मुख्यमंत्री उनको बना देंगे, उतनी सीटें आई। और गठबंधन में ये फैसला हुआ, यूनानिमसली फैसला हुआ कि अंडर द लीडरशिप ऑफ नीतीश कुमार ओनली। तो यानी बिहार की जनता चाहती थी, आज भी अगर हम लोगों ने गठबंधन तोड़ा है और नए गठबंधन बने हैं, तो सब
then why would they not respect coalition dharma now? Let's open this up. Before I go to the RJD spokesperson, let's open this up. I want to bring in Smita Prakash, editor of ANI. I want to bring in Subhrashtra. I want to bring in Mr. Poonawala. Let's go to them. Now, Smita Prakash, do you believe, and this is a straightforward question, no spin, nothing. Do you believe that Nitish Kumar is in danger of losing his credibility? Number one. Number two, if he is, can he even be a serious contender in 2024? Can he be the promised booster that the opposition thinks he might actually be for their endeavors? Straight question.
Look, it depends on what you mean by credibility, because he's a political, he's very shrewd politically. He's like a calculator when it comes to Bihari politics, you know, because he has come up with equation after equation, whether it is caste or whether it is alliance, and he has survived to be chief minister for the 8th time since 2005, and this despite being the smaller coalition partner. He was the smaller coalition partner with Lalu, and now he's with Lalu's son. So, you know, if you saw the press conference a few hours ago which was held, the body language was quite clear that it is going to be Tejashwi who will be calling the shots, that he is the kingmaker out here, just like his father was the kingmaker earlier. Now Tejashwi is going to be the kingmaker, and Nitish is a pale shadow of the Sushasan Babu that he was. He knows he has played almost all his cards as far as Bihar is concerned. He has no ideas for Bihar. So what he's going to do, this is what people are saying in Bihar, is that he will hand over the reins after a couple of months or a year to Tejashwi and then move over to the national scene. The national scene has already got crowded as far as the opposition is concerned. Now, will he be able to get together all the socialist parties and, you know, project himself as the acceptable leader to take on Modi in 2024? That is probably the rosy dream that the Yadav clan has fed Nitish Kumar. Okay. And Nitish Kumar has probably bought it. Mind you, somebody who has been chief minister for so many times will tend to believe these megalomaniacal dreams which are sold to him, that he is somebody, a manna from heaven for the opposition.
Okay, very important points. Now I want to bring in Chetan Anand ji, MLA of the RJD. Chetan Anand ji, आपको मैं कुछ
I can hear you. I can hear you.
हाँ, तो मैं आपको I'm going to read out certain things. Lalu Prasad Yadav ji in August 2017 said Nitish biggest Palturam in history of Indian politics. Lalu ji said Nitish shed skin like a snake every 2 years. Nitish is a murderer, वो खूनी है, who has teeth in his stomach. Nitish Ji's conscience awakened and died 4 times, Tejashwi Yadav said in July 2017. You have called him Palturam, and you have said that he is least bothered about development in Bihar. तो आप Palturam के पीछे फिर क्यों चढ़ गए हैं, sir? Why are you with Palturam?
No. What I want to say here is, let's not dwell upon the past. What has happened in the past, and we are not going there, first of all. Secondly,
so were you lying in the past? No, 1 second. Were you lying in the past, sir?
No, let me.
When you called him a Paltu Ram, were you misleading the public? Simple question.
No, let me speak first. What I'm trying. If you keep on.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Fair point.
The thing out here is today Bihar, what it wants is a youth power. We need youth power. We need youth faces. And now, Nitish Ji along with Tejashwi Ji, we are providing Bihar a new opportunity. Let's see the brighter side of it. And I know this for a fact that in this government, the youth will have more of a say. And that's what we are aiming for.
Okay, but Chetan Ji, if he is a Paltu Ram with no conviction, then why isn't Tejashwi Yadav, and if he is old and he is no longer representing the youth, then why isn't Tejashwi the chief minister?
No, that's if he is with Tejashwi, right? Tejashwi Ji is leading, is along with Nitish Kumar. That's what it is.
No, but he'll be deputy chief minister.
What?
If people of Bihar want the youth, why isn't Tejashwi the chief minister?
I'm just pointing out one thing. This is obviously a coalition government. It's about Gathbandhan, right? When we're talking about Gathbandhan, when a new face is coming with, so it is basically a mix of it's a mix of both experience and youth.
No, that's fine. But you are saying that the people of Bihar want change. They want a youth leader. So why isn't Tejashwi becoming chief minister? Why is he deputy chief minister?
Well,
with Paltu Ram?
No, come on. This is not the way you greet a CM of any place. Let's not call him that.
But you called him. I'm only quoting you. You're calling him Paltu Ram. Is it not a fact that you called him Paltu Ram?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm saying as in you, as in your party. Your party bosses have called him Paltu Ram. I can play out the soundbite. Let's play it out. Maybe you have not heard. Let's play it out. Let's play it out. Paltu Ram, let's play it out. Yes, let's play it out. The bites of the RJD. Let's play it. Yes. Come.
इनका मतलब 4 बार आत्मा जो है अंतरात्मा सोया और जागा। कौन सा अंतरात्मा? इनको सिर्फ और सिर्फ कुर्सी प्रेम है। इनको बिहार के विकास की चिंता नहीं है।
न जाने भारत के राजनीतिक इतिहास में कितना बारी पलटी इन्होंने मारा है। इनको पलटू राम ही कहिए। राजनीति के ये पलटू राम है।
राजनीति के पलटू राम है, said Lalu Yadav. You heard it now. Mr. Chetan Anand, you have also heard Tejashwi Ji saying kursi prem hai unka bas. He only is interested in the kursi. Why are you giving him the kursi? And that too also to Mr. Paltu Ram.
No, right now I would like to point out few things. Whatever today BJP is saying, and whatever they weren't saying the same thing back then, right? They were happy and they were really cheerful about the fact that they had formed the government. But right now, the need of the hour for Biharis and for Bihari people was this current, the new.
But Chetan Ji, if he's only interested in self-preservation and kursi, where will he have the time to think about the people and their welfare? अगर वो सिर्फ अपनी कुर्सी की चिंता करेंगे तो लोगों की भविष्य की चिंता वो तो कभी नहीं कर पाएंगे ना। सवाल तो ये है।
तो अगर भविष्य की चिंता थी तभी तो आज नीतीश कुमार जी ने भविष्य के साथ हाथ जोड़कर मतलब हाथ मिलाकर
सर उन्होंने तो आपकी पार्टी को जंगल राज वाली पार्टी बुलाया तो आप तो पीछे ले जा रहे हैं।
नीतीश जी ने और तेजस्वी जी ने जिस तरीके से
लेट मी ब्रिंग इन सुभाष। Look, this is going to be tough, viewers. I'm sorry, this is going to be tough to hear because now you are seeing parties who have today done an absolute U-turn. Subhrashtra, what do you make of this? Where does this go from here? Whose interests are being served? Are the people of Bihar, their interests being served?
भविष्य की जब चिंता थी तभी तो दोनों साथ आए हैं आज पार्टी।
हाँ वो भी दिख रहा है। किसकी भविष्य? अपनी भविष्य की लोगों की भविष्य की चिंता या बिहार की भविष्य की चिंता? बिकॉज बिहार की भविष्य की चिंता तो आप लोगों ने एक दूसरे के बारे में बोल के कह दिया दुनिया को कि आप एक दूसरे के लिए नहीं आप
कहने से नहीं हो जाता है ना, ये हम लोग जानते हैं अभी what people want. And today, if you were in Bihar, if you would have seen,
I think
the scenes out here, people are
better.
sharing, people are very happy with this new formed alliance.
People are very happy. Then why didn't you just go straight and contest elections? We would have known. You would have not required all this. You would have gone, tested your mettle and seen. This is opportunism, some would say. Subhrashtra, please respond.
The same questions back then.
Biharis are very happy. All Biharis are happy today. They're delighted that Paltu Ram, that RJD proclaimed Paltu Ram and JDU proclaimed Jungle Raj is back. Paltu Ram and Jungle Raj.
But today these questions will come because you are.
चेतन जी, बिहार की जनता के भी तो कुछ कह ले दें. अपने आपस में अपने नेतवन सब बतियाएं तो कैसे चलत काम. देखिए राहुल जी, there are a couple of things which I want to bring to the table at the forefront. Firstly, this is not a question of it is not a question of Bihar people's future at all. Unfortunately, Bihar politics today is reduced to who gets the throne. And I'm very politically using these terminologies because on social media and elsewhere, Nitish Kumar has been called Singhasan Babu for a very long time. And it is shameless. And we should all actually feel ashamed as Biharis that after all these years, this is the 8th time that Nitish Ji was Chief Minister, we are actually demanding and claiming special status for a state. And I'm not going to get into data. As Biharis, we are very proud of the fact that we are everywhere in bureaucracy, in media, in in the literature circles, in the engineering circle, in the medical circle. I'm not going to get into those statistics. Very conveniently, Chetan Ji comes on screen and says that पुरानी बातों को भूल जाएं. अरे भाई, पुरानी बातों को कैसे भूल जाएं? आपके जंगल राज की दहशत इतनी है कि हमारे गांव से लोग वोट करने नहीं जा पाए थे. राजद के गुंडे घर पे पहुंचे हुए थे उनके कि घर निकलोगे तो धीरा-धीरा मारेंगे. ये भाषा थी उनकी. इसलिए don't tell us Biharis not to go back in the past. We are living, we have lived a life of trauma. People like us have migrated out forever. Hold on, Chetan. Listen to people. Listen to the people's voice. There is nothing for people here. There is no agenda with which, Lalu Prasad Yadav's son are handing over. There's no agenda that they've handed over to the Nitish government to say, this is my 15-point agenda which I want to bring to the table. And if I was Tejashwi Yadav, with the kind of mandate that I got, first largest party in Bihar, I would have asked Nitish to resign and make me the chief minister, because if you're talking about youth power, then that should have been your negotiation. But do you know why you are doing that? Because you still want to ride on a political jugglery. You still want to play a drama in Bihar. And this has nothing to do with Bihari aspirations at all. Let me also give a word or two to the JDU spokesperson who was here. Last debate also we were there. Madhav Ji, you understand and I understand very clearly, and we should let there be no two doubts about it. If Nitish Kumar is so sanctimonious about his position within the larger rubric of opposition politics, and if he feels he is the tallest leader, why the hell did he come forward with the BJP and formed an alliance and got into a government, claimed the position of power? He knew very well, right, that it's Gathbandhan. It's a question of alliance. He will have to make compromises. And he is the, he is the third party. When if you look at the numbers, he is the third largest party. So either he has to listen to the RJD or he has to listen to the BJP. This attitude that he is the tallest leader is not going to serve any, any purpose. As a person from Bihar, as a woman from Bihar, who has literally lived the Jungle Raj, let me tell you, I have utmost respect for Nitish Kumar's feminist politics in more ways than one. But having said that, today Bihar needs a new leaf. The last time Bihar had a policy-centric leader was Karpuri Thakur. And whether it is Lalu or it is Nitish Ji, both of them have carried forward the legacy of Karpuri Thakur till now. Socialism is dead in Bihar. It should be dead in Bihar. And I'm sure Chetan, as a youngster who represents young aspirations himself, despite his dynastic, credentials, he will accept. So many youngsters in Bihar work out of Patna. They have created millions and billions of, small industries. This is not the way forward. Socialism is not the way forward anymore. the young minds,
Well,
the
we
young
can have
guns of
differences
Bihar
on the
need
model.
to come together and start thinking of getting industry in Bihar.
Okay, those are larger prescriptions. We are just at the basic level
Bihar
here.
has always been known for its differences, Rahul.
Yeah, I'm just going straight across to Tehseen Poonawalla. Now, Mr. Poonawalla, the reaction between carbon and oxygen to form carbon dioxide is classified as a combustion reaction, an exothermic reaction, a combination reaction.
CO2.
When carbon combines with oxygen to form carbon dioxide, carbon is burnt. Now I want to ask you this. When Paltu Raj and Jungle Raj combine, you tell me, these two elements, Paltu Raj and Jungle Raj, will it be a combustion reaction in which either Paltu Raj will burn or Jungle Raj will burn? Which one will burn, sir? I'm asking you. Which one?
Well, the only people who will burn metaphorically out of anger and frustration is the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let me answer that why. ऐसा कोई सगा नहीं जिसको भाजपा नहीं ठगा नहीं. And why do I say Bhajpa is a gang of thugs? I say they are a gang of thugs because they wanted to implement the Maharashtra model of paltoing the government straight on.
No. Let's not interrupt Tehseen Poonawalla. Let him speak. You'll get to respond, Mr. Nikhil Anand. Please. 30 seconds. Please.
That's typical of the BJP. When you attack them, they start talking, so people can't hear the truth. So, sir, let me just say, ऐसा कोई सगा नहीं जिसको भाजपा ने ठगा नहीं. The reason I say that is, and I say that with responsibility on TV, is they wanted to implement the Maharashtra model in Bihar, where they wanted to, like the way Shiv Sena was split, they wanted to split the Nitish Kumar's party. And the BJP talking about morality is almost like the devil going and preaching the scriptures. And I'll tell you why. With LJP, with Chirag Paswan, they encourage Chirag Paswan to put up candidates against Nitish Kumar so that Nitish Kumar would get a deliberate vote share and then show magnanimity by making him the chief minister. Who is the BJP trying to fool? The honorable Prime Minister was on Times Now saying, how much money should I give BJP, should I give Bihar? 40,000 crores, 50,000 crores, 70,000 crores, like he was getting it from Nagpur. Forget 70,000 crores. He gave Bihar as much as Aryabhatta's invention. Zero. Did nothing for Bihar. In fact, went to try to break the Nitish Kumar's party. Therefore, Nitish Kumar has realized sabse badi bhool, Kamal ka fool, and has come back on a path of development. And now Bihar will see rapid progress, and the BJP can continue to metaphorically burn like you put it forward.
But sir, you have not answered my question. Who called? It's a very simple question. Who called Nitish Paltu Ram?
BJP करे तो चमत्कार, कोई और करे तो गुनेगार.
Doesn't matter. I'm only asking you, who called? See, you want to be the next challenger, Tehseen Ji, you want to be the next challenger. You want the opposition to lead the charge against Modi. Certainly then, if you want to become part, if you accuse the BJP of doing exactly this thing, why are you wanting to repeat history? If the BJP has gone and undermined its credentials, why do you want to follow suit? Give another model?
Because there is recording which will come out in the media of paying 6 to 8 crores per MLA.
Nikhil Anand respond. Nikhil Anand respond to Tehseen Poonawalla. Nikhil Anand respond to Tehseen Poonawalla. Face off there.
You see, Rahul, it's just a hypothesis, just to justify their sheer over-ambition. And the way Bihar government was committed towards providing corruption-free, crime-free, sustainable development, the process has been derailed. With this initiative of Nitish Kumar, the people of Bihar is feeling cheated because 2020 election provided the mandate.
People of Kashmir also felt cheated when you all formed a government in Kashmir and you cheated the mandate. People of Bihar also felt cheated in 2015. You are used to cheating. The people of India have felt cheated. You've not given people jobs. Now I'll tell you, I'm making a prediction. I'm making a prediction. Now we'll engage the ED on Nitish Kumar. That is the next step. Next ED will come in. You tell the people of India ED won't come in 10 days. In 10 days ED will come in on Nitish Kumar. You'll dig out some case of some.
Okay, one second.
They want to find a shelter ground in Nitish Kumar politics.
Okay, 1 second. Viewers, look, you can dice it whichever way you want. What we are hearing tonight are two political parties that have abused each other till no end, who are now together and who are telling us that they are together because you see the BJP has also done this. Now viewers, if these two parties are really interested in turning a new leaf, why are they copying the alleged compromised politics of a party both hate? Why were they at different levels aligned with each other when they both believe that each one of them is compromised and cannot uphold propriety? Viewers, it is very simple. It is all opportunistic. On this show, all of us, this is our show, yours, mine. I'm not going to withhold the truth from you. This has become a race to the bottom, viewers. Why? Because certain people don't want to give up power. Who is suffering? It's us. We are suffering. And I want to now also ask some questions of NDA Minister RK Singh. Mr. Singh joins this broadcast. Mr. Singh, BJP has lost another ally. The SAD left your alliance. The TDP has left the NDA before 2019. You only have a faction of the Shiv Sena. Now it's the JDU, Nitish Kumar. They say that you backstab. Why is this happening?
Look at each question. We focus on one question at a time. Now, I can tell you what's happened in Bihar. In Bihar, I think this is probably the most classic case of Aaya Ram, Gaya Ram one has ever seen. And it is not, I don't know of any person who has jumped ship and jumped back on so many times. Now, Mr. Nitish Kumar he began with RJD. He was a part of RJD. Then he broke away. He left RJD. He ditched RJD. And he formed his own party. Then he allied with us. Thereafter, he went back to the RJD. Thereafter, again, he ditched RJD. He came back to us. Now he's again gone, and again he went back, and again he came to us, and now again he's
Mr.
gone.
RK Singh, I'm just interrupting you. I'm asking you a simple question. Why weren't you able to convince him to remain in the fold?
It's not a question of convincing. You can't convince people. Basically, when people are with each other, both sides need to be with each other. But if one side is only looking at at being in power by hook or by crook, and only he's looking after his own future rather than that of the state, then it's a separate case altogether. And that is the case here. Now, I don't know what's the reason for this latest flip-flop amongst his many flip-flops. I suggest that you go and ask him. Why are you asking me? You go and ask him, why have you flip-flopped so many times? And ask him the reason. I would also like to hear him.
Fair enough, Mr. RK Singh. I'll leave it at that. But viewers, let me tell you, it's the public interest at the end of the day that will suffer in Bihar too. We will, of course, be asking questions on your behalf, just like we've asked questions on another big story. And that's why I was transitioning, viewers, putting the public interest forward. Times Now fought your fight against VIP entitlement, just like it is fighting your fight against VIP opportunism in Bihar. We will continue to ask those questions. But here, for a moment, viewers, we look back with satisfaction because Shrikant Tyagi, the goon, has been arrested.
Shrikant Tyagi thought his political connections could buy him immunity from the law. But when Times Now exposed his high-handedness, his arrogance crumbled. Your voice, your resolve, powered a memorable victory. Rousing welcome by the resident. Tyagi is today in custody. His arrest is a tribute to what Times Now and you, that is us, can do together. Times Now, action begins here.